all the time.
In spite of not being with the ODM, which is the majority?
Yes.
He will represent,
yeah,
okay.
Yes.
All right, that's done. Let's talk about now your party, that's ODM party. We've just run a story. There was conflicting information on the first, Raila's candidature. Why would Raila's candidature be such a big issue to an extent that ODM will test the waters, because we believe they were testing the waters with the first statement just to cancel it and saying it was an April Fool's Day prank or something?
No. You know, it's really a storm in a teacup.
It can be where Raila Odinga
it is a storm in a teacup. You know, when are the elections due?
2022, August.
2022, August.
Yes.
And now we are in the month of April, 2021.
About 16 months ago.
We got 16 months ago.
Yes.
Now, what ODM was trying to do at the beginning, and a lot of things have come in which have interfered with the ODM program. We wanted to carry out recruitment and membership drive.
At the same time?
Well, yeah, at the same time. And thirdly, to identify our candidates well before the elections, including the presidential elections. We wanted to make sure that the chaos and disruption that happens just before the elections, you know, people go to the tribunals, they go to the High Court, they even go to the Court of Appeal, and in some cases, some people have gone up to the Supreme Court. We wanted this process to take place in good time. And by our timetable, we would have done with the BBI and the referendum. Now, you remember Raila Odinga has said something very consistently, that he does not want to talk about 2022.
Okay.
He wants the process of having this constitutional review reach its logical conclusion. Because if now it enters into the theater of fighting for the candidature for a 2022 election,
this will be lost somewhere.
Then, you know, the message about this constitutional review would be lost completely.
And is that not the reason why this information was retracted? Because it was sort of embarrassing to Raila Odinga, who's maintained that he's not going to talk about 2022. So because he was embarrassed, ODM had to change that.
No, I think it's how the newspapers handled it. You know, for example, there was another...
But we don't send statements, Senator.
There was another prank in the newspaper, which it was not really a newspaper, about President Obama coming here, you know, to mourn his grandmother this week. Now, that was not even from the Obama family. It came from the media. And it was a serious thing to say about that family. If somebody else would have said it, it would have caused a lot of uproar in the media.
I think...
And for that matter, I think the media should take it for what it is.
I think we've spotted a thief, and you're telling us that is the thief.
No.
You're diverting our attention.
No.
This is a problem of ODM.
No. If you spot a thief...
And you tell us the other one is the thief.
We have seen the thief, we'll be totally in agreement.
But we haven't seen him. Okay. Raila Odinga, tonight we are learning that Junaid Mohammed, the elections chairperson, says that NEC will meet and consider extending so that Raila Odinga could be accommodated. This is by design.
It is not really by design, because if you look at the powers of the National Elections Board, which handles the elections, including receiving applications for nomination as candidates in any seat, often they sometimes delegate those powers to the national executive. And if it is a matter which we think should go to the larger, you know, the conference or the convention, it will go there. Yeah. So the National Elections Board with the national executive will have to speak to each other on how to handle the matter. But
why is it necessary? We have two candidates already, Senator. Why must we now change and ask the NEC to meet? And yet we have people who beat the deadline, Ali Hassan Joho, and we have Oparanya. Why must we extend it to accommodate Raila Odinga?
Now, I want you to show me anything in the regulations within the constitution of ODM where it says that once an election period for invitation or nomination papers closes,
you cannot
open or you cannot reconsider it. I know in the statutory regulations and the Elections Act and in the Constitution, those periods are set out. And we do all this to comply with the statutory enactments, which include the Elections Act and the Constitution.
That is not my worry. My worry is we have two candidates and we have to extend it because a third candidate is missing. Why don't we just end it? Why don't we just stop it? Do you want to see Raila Odinga on the ballot as Senator James Orengo?
We can't force Raila Odinga.
But would you want to see him?
Me as a person, I've said consistently that I would like him to run.
Okay.
But that is a decision he has to make.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk more about Raila Odinga. The other day we saw him out. He was still looking a little frail with President Uhuru Kenyatta. The activities preceding that, I saw you at a press conference with Raila Odinga, and in fact, I think 2 meetings preceding him walking his walkabout a day out with President Uhuru